Hello everybody, I'm Sohnjee. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much for checking me out. If you are a return person, I appreciate your support. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button, as well as the bell, so that you'll be notified when I upload new content. Okay, got the business out of the way. Share, like, thank you. Let's get on with it. So we've been talking about the astrological sun signs and pairing them with everyone else in the astrological chart and seeing how those matchups could work. Now, here's the disclaimer. Of course, it isn't the blueprint for every single matchup. Of course, your pairing could be different. And absolutely, it isn't just about your sun sign. Of course, other things go into a relationship as far as everything in their chart, as well as their emotional background, temperament, life history, all that stuff. Okay, so we know that. This, however, is just a look at what the possibilities could be between these two sun sign pairings, as well as some general problems or issues that may occur between those two sun signs. So what I've done is I've taken a general consensus of what typically happens in a pairing of those sun signs, and I've taken that and now I'm going to relay it to you. So, got it? Good. We're talking about Pisces here. Okay, Pisces, you've waited long enough. Let's talk about it. Now, first of all, based upon some other videos in the past, Pisces tends to believe that I have a thing against them. I don't have a thing against you, Pisces. That is not true. As always, it's a compilation of research that I found, and I simply relay to you what is said. Okay? So, some of my favorite people are Pisceans, so calm down. Let's talk about you, Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is a water sign. Who's a Pisces? Well, Pisces is anyone born on February 19th through and including March 20th. Pisces is also a mutable sign. It starts at the end of winter and prepares us for the beginning of spring. So, if you have a birthday then, happy birthday. You are a Pisces. Now, what do they say about Pisces? Well, Pisces are powerfully emotional people. They are intuitive, they are creative, and they are very caring. Now, Pisces is sensitive, and they're often known to be very good, trusted friends. So if you have a friend that is a Pisces, typically they are someone that you can go to and you can confide in, and they'll always be there for you. Pisceans are often very attractive, and their most enduring traits are the fact that they're typically very humble and their love of romance. Yes, so Pisceans are supposed to be very romantic. Now, Pisces are known to pick upon the subtle things about people. They look at the unspoken, the body language, and they read those signals from people with quite a lot of precision and skill. That's why a lot of people typically think that if they have a Piscean, or they know a Piscean, or a Piscean themselves, people think that they are a little psychic because they typically read people so well and they come across as mysterious, because a lot of the other signs miss some of the things that Pisces will clue right in on about a person. And 9 times out of 10, the Pisces is right about them. They are highly sympathetic, compassionate, self-sacrificing, and unassuming. Pisceans are the most likely to absorb the emotions of other people around them. They take cues from their environment, meaning that if a Pisces is in a happy environment, typically your Piscean will become happy and they'll be the life of the party. However, if a Pisces is in a sad environment, then your Pisces is going to absorb that energy and they too will become saddened. So they are really affected by their environment. So you want to be mindful of that if you are in the company of a Piscean. All right. Now, some of the Pisces strengths are compassionate, artistic, intuitive, gentle, wise, and a lot of them are quite musical. So you'll find your famous musicians, a lot of them are born under the sun sign Pisces or has a lot of Pisces in their chart. Now, some of the weaknesses about Pisceans, they say, is that they're fearful, they can be overly trusting, they get used quite often, they can be sometimes very sad people, they have a desire to escape reality, and they typically play the victim, or on the flip side, they're the martyr. So that's what they say about Pisces. Most Pisceans believe that the best route to finding inner peace is to give to others. And in many respects, this makes them one of the most generous and selfless of all the sun signs. Now, they tend to dislike confrontation and sometimes have difficulty saying no or leaving bad situations sooner rather than later because the Piscean wants to stay and they want to help. Not always in the best interest, Pisces. Pisceans are often called the dreamers of the zodiac, and it is common for them to be attracted to drama. They are also very artistic, creative, and they enjoy fantasy in an attempt to escape from the gritty reality and frequent disappointments of life because Pisceans are known to want life to be peaches and cream. They're known to escape or disappear into their own heads, making them seem secretive and unreachable to their partners or loved ones. So now, some common misconceptions about them is that Pisceans are known to be not ambitious people, that they are considered lazy and low energy people. That's not true. Again, a Pisces enjoys fantasy. They enjoy escaping into their own head, into their own thoughts, because in their thoughts, everything's terrific. They're also known to be liars, cheaters, and as I said, secretive. But typically that's because the misperception about the lying is because a Pisces will just go with the flow. They're known to go with the flow, even if that's not how they feel, because a Piscean wants to keep peace. They're also known to be secretive because they go into their head and again, trying to keep peace. They rather not say what they're thinking. They just go along, which isn't necessarily perceived as truthful. And the cheating part about Pisceans, well, we'll get into that later, but it typically comes from a Piscean telling you what they want, or on the flip side, not telling you what they want and letting things go too far, and then they dip out on you. It's true. So, they're misunderstood. We're going to get into exactly what those misunderstandings are so that we can figure out better how to deal with Pisces and how to stop that nasty rumor. Because as I said, they are considered to be the most selfless, the most generous and giving of the astrological sun signs. So it behooves you to have a Piscean in your life and to love a Pisces. You just need to understand exactly what you're dealing with. So, with that being said, Pisces, let's get into it. Let's teach folks how to deal with the Pisces in your life and come up successfully so that they spend more time talking to you and less time in their head. Stay tuned for how your sun sign pairs up with Pisces right after this. Hello, Pisces with Libra. Welcome to your matchup. Now, in the early stages, this is typically a very romantic matchup. That's right. Pisces with Libra is pure romance early on because you both take love seriously and you both enjoy a deep and meaningful connection with your partner. So because you both are coming from the same place, this is a beautiful thing very early on. Now, the main area of difficulty is that you both tend to do best with a partner who has a stronger personality than you and is a little less idealistic than you are, because both of you will want to romanticize everything, where typically you do better when you have one partner that's just going to keep things a little less ethereal and more earthbound and keep it real. So that is a challenge early on for a Pisces and Libra matchup, to make sure that somebody is keeping it real and it's not all about hearts and flowers. Now, you both appreciate beauty and romance and can be highly affectionate and sentimental. But on the flip side of that is that you both can sometimes be a little too self-absorbed and indecisive into your own heads, into your own thing, and forget about your partner because you're so busy doing you. Now, conversation may become a source of frustration, which comes as a surprise because you're both such flexible and considerate communicators. However, this can often be the weakest area in a Libra-Pisces relationship because you're both known to want to get along and go along and keep balance and peace, that again, you're not keeping it real and you're not being honest in your communication with each other. So you're going to do a lot of smiling and grinning when you really should just be getting down to the root of the matter and saying what you need to say. So that is definitely something that if you're in a Pisces-Libra relationship that you should take a look at and make sure that the two of you aren't just being polite, but that you're also being real. Now, Libra lives more in their heads while Pisces lives more in their hearts. Now, these two completely different outlooks can sometimes wreak havoc when you're trying to compromise, because Libra will be asking Pisces to make it make sense. And of course, for Pisces saying matters of the heart don't need to make sense. It needs to feel right. And you will go back and forth because Libra will say, well, okay, that it feels right, but prove to me that it is right. So this is something that the two of you may go back and forth about, because one's going to want it to, again, make sense, and the other, Pisces, is going to want it to feel right to them. Now, in this respect, compromises and disagreements may be frustrating for the both of you. And the fact that you can be fairly indecisive will only compound the situation, because Libra is going to want a fair and just resolution to it. And Pisces, you just want to feel good about the decision you make. So this can definitely lead you to some stalemates in the area of compromise. Now, Libras have much more difficulty trusting their emotions than Pisces does, which is the reason for the standoff when you are in conflict, because they would rather, again, have it make sense. Now, Pisces is likely to find that Libra isn't as sensitive as they initially thought that they were, and they may at times find them to be somewhat cold and uncaring or superficial by Pisces standards. Again, because you initially started off as so much hearts and flowers, and we're so romantic, and Libra's very accommodating, as are you, Pisces. When it comes down to the get down and it's time for some decisions to be made, you may begin to see that hard line that Libra has, because they too are in their head. And that may surprise you initially, but of course, you can get used to that. Now, along similar lines, Libra is likely to prefer a very busy social life, while Pisces often needs space and alone time to charge. So that will give way to some discussions that will need to be had, because of course Libra is a social butterfly and they would like to be out and about and they would like to be seen and they enjoy being seen. Whereas Pisces is very comfortable staying home, kicking back and taking some me time and being reflective. So again, that area is going to need a little bit of compromise between the two of you to find a happy medium of where you balance going out versus staying in. Now, there could be disagreements over how you handle the social calendar, because again, Libra needs the socialization in order to flourish. That is a part of who Libra is fundamentally, whereas Pisces needs their space, Libra, and they need to just sit back and lay back. So one compromise might be that Libra does the social thing within reason, because we don't want Pisces to feel insecure because of Libra's need for attention, and they will get it. You have to make sure that in going about your socialization, Libra, you reconnect with your Pisces and you make sure that they're feeling loved and secure. But we are going to talk about how you do that, how you meet the needs of both sun signs, where, as I said, Pisces gets the time that they need to be reflective and in their head and to think their thoughts without Libra feeling as though you are being secretive and detached. And Pisces will talk to you about Libra's need for socialization, to adorn themselves and to look good, and how it isn't necessarily materialistic. It's just how they function and how you two can come together and keep the romance going, but also keep the communication flowing so that you keep the disagreements down to a minimum. And also, as I said, that when you're communicating with each other, that you two aren't trying to keep everything hearts and flowers, but that you're actually keeping it real and keeping it honest with each other. So we will talk about that in part 2, keeping it real between Pisces with Libra. Yes, yes, yes. You guys definitely can use some pointers on that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the fun you guys have in the bedroom and how we tame that or keep that going, because Pisces with Libra sex is supposed to be fantastic. So we'll talk about that on www.sohnjee.com. That's part 2, where we're talking more about Pisces with Libra relationships and keeping the hot and heavy, and keeping those lukewarm areas, getting them to hot and heavy too. Something that you can both live with. After all, Libras like balance. So join me on part 2. And if you're involved in a Pisces-Libra relationship and you would like to share your experiences, by all means, feel free to leave it below in the comment section. We'd love to hear about it. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell so that you will be notified when I upload new content. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, see you on part 2, Pisces with Libra. Take care. Bye-bye.